For others, it brings only despair and disappointment. The misery can be long-lasting, too. To this day, Italy legend Roberto Baggio is haunted by his penalty shootout miss against Brazil at USA 1994. "I take that penalty with me every day and it weighs on my mind anytime the competition is ongoing," he told Tiki Taka TV. More recently, Neymar, whose Brazil side were defeated by Belgium in the quarter-finals in Russia, told his Instagram followers the loss was the saddest moment of his career so far. "The 2018 World Cup has given us breathtaking moments, but it will remain a nightmare for a selection of stars, who arrived in Russia aiming to add to their huge reputations. It's time to meet the flopped 11. David De Gea, Spain. David De Gea wasn't at his best in Russia. Image, AFP, billed as the Premier League's best goalkeeper. De Gea faced 6 shots at the World Cup, and 5 of them resulted in goals. He looked a shadow of the stopper who dazzled week in, week out for Manchester United last season. After letting a fairly tame Cristiano Ronaldo shot slip through his hands and into the net, he was rooted to the spot as the Portugal star curled a 25-yard free kick beyond him. Joshua Kimmich, Germany. Joshua Kimmich was given the runaround by Mexico and wasn't much better against Sweden. Image, Dean Mutaropoulos. He's one of the best right-backs in world football, but Kimmich had a tournament to forget. The 23-year-old was given the runaround by Mexico's Irving Lozano as Germany lost their opening group match 1-0. He must forget about Russia and focus on his form for Bayern Munich if he is to become the long-term replacement for Philipp Lahm for both club and country. Gerard Pique, Spain. Gerard Pique looked defensively suspect. Image, Getty Images Europe. Any doubts over Pique's defensive capabilities looked to have been quelled by the centre-back's performances in Ernesto Valverde's solid Barcelona team last season. But they may well resurface after the 31-year-old's World Cup horror show. First, he gifted Ronaldo the free kick that stopped Spain from beating Portugal. Then he was embarrassed by Iran's Vahid Amiri, whose nutmeg went viral. Finally, he gave away the penalty which led to Spain's unexpected exit at the hands of Russia. Mats Hummels, Germany. Mats Hummels was dropped after his poor showing against Mexico. Image, Michael Regan, FIFA. The Bayern Munich defender performed so poorly in Germany's defeat to Mexico that he was dropped for the match against Sweden. He returned to replace the suspended Jerome Boateng in their crucial game against South Korea, but pretty much picked up where he left off in his previous outing. Showing poor anticipation several times, the 29-year-old looked disinterested as Germany crashed out at the group stage. Sami Khedira, Germany. Sami Khedira was something of a ghost for Germany and Russia. Image, AFP. Was Khedira even in Russia? The box-to-box midfielder, 31, was in a ghost mode, lacking urgency and showing none of the energy we've become accustomed to seeing from the Juventus star. Germany fans have suggested a half-fit Emre can have done a better job. Fernandinho, Brazil. Fernandinho did manage to score, but it was at the wrong end. Image, Getty Images Europe. The holding midfielder enjoyed a stellar season for Manchester City as they romped to the Premier League title. Sadly, he didn't carry the momentum into the World Cup. A substitute in each of the 4 games leading to the quarter-finals, he was finally handed a start in the last 8 tie against Belgium, but things didn't go to plan. He scored an own goal, nodding a Belgium corner past Alisson, then failed to stop the counterattack that led to the decisive second goal, scored by his City teammate De Bruyne. David Silva, Spain. David Silva wasn't up to his usual standards. Image, Reuters. Another of City's Premier League stars, Silva was a shadow of his usual self in Russia. It could have been down to fatigue or the stress of caring for his son Matteo, born severely premature in December. Whatever the reason, Silva failed to shine. The 32-year-old contributed very little in any of his 4 appearances. Mesut Özil, Germany. Germany looked slightly better when Mesut Özil didn't play. Image, AFP. Often accused of going missing for Arsenal, Özil has been more consistent for Germany. But the Gunners' playmaker failed to bring his A-game to party in Russia. Germany won just one match at the World Cup when Ozil was dropped. Thomas Muller, Germany. Thomas Muller didn't even look like scoring at the World Cup in Russia. Image, Lawrence Griffiths. Prior to this year, Bayern Munich star Muller had never been to a World Cup and not scored. He has now. The 28-year-old arrived in Russia with 10 World Cup goals to his name, but he rarely looked like adding to his tally as Germany disappointed. Robert Lewandowski, Poland, starved of service. Robert Lewandowski failed to score in 3 outings. Image, AFP. Top scorer in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich striker Lewandowski was his country's great hope in Russia. He may not have been helped by a very average supporting cast, but he didn't do much at all. The 29-year-old failed to score in 3 matches. Lionel Messi, Argentina. Lionel Messi was outshone by his rival Cristiano Ronaldo. Image, AFP. The greatest ever? He didn't look like it in Russia. Alright, he scored a very good goal and assisted 2 more, but overall, his performances at the World Cup were below par. In some games, he looked disinterested, playing at a walking pace. This was supposed to be Messi's World Cup, but it ended with a whimper as Argentina were beaten 4-3 by France. I've heard some say it's the World Cup's loss that Messi never won it. Coach, Jorge Sampaoli, Argentina. Jorge Sampaoli had some good players to choose from but failed to find success. Image, Reuters. Regarded by many as a top coach, Sampaoli looked lost on the touchline. There were rumors of players picking the team, accusations of sexual harassment, and alleged fallouts with top stars as Argentina scraped into the last 16. He was brought in to reproduce the wonders. He worked with the Chile team that won the Copa America, but he fell way short.